Meet the richest man who ever lived. Having more than half of the world's gold, he could have easily bought the Great Wall of China and the International Space Station. This guy could have funded a Mars colony and still had enough left over for a solid gold toilet seat. He is Mansa Musa, king of the Mali Empire. His uncle made him the king before he was killed by his passion. Musa is known as real-life Santa Claus and an original gangster because on his journey he collapsed Egypt's economy by gifting them too much gold. Let's discuss how much was his net worth, how he earned it, and in the end I will show some unimaginable things done by him. If you Google his net worth, you'll know he was worth $400 billion, just 2 times richer than Elon Musk. Some say he was even richer. He inherited his uncle's throne of the Mali Empire and became the godfather of modern billionaires. All this wealth came with the crown of Mali Empire. Mali Empire was a realm of wealth, power, and cultural richness that flourished in West Africa. It all began with a period in the dusty archives when people were figuring out the whole empire business thing, and the Ghana Empire was starting to lose its attraction. And thus began the rise of the not-so-friendly neighborhood Sasso Empire, headed by this guy named Samaro Kanti who, well, he wasn't exactly popular. But fear not, our hero, Sunday Akita, was on his way. He was Mali's original superhero, and Sunday led the Malinke people in battle against Sasso. And with his victory, the Mali Empire was established. The one who laid the foundation for greatness was Sundiata. Fast forward a bit, Sundiata's nephew Abu Bakr too inherits the throne. He has an intense passion for what is beyond the Western Ocean. He then summons an army of 400 ships and orders his captains to sail until they run out of food or reach shore. A lone ship returns, struggling after what seems like an eternity. Abu Bakr is thrilled, believing they have won the lottery. Well, Your Majesty, we sailed and sailed until we saw this massive river thing in the middle of the ocean. I remained, but the rest kept going, they never returned. Abu Bakr refuses to accept it. Though he's prepared to try again, he secretly feels a little disappointed. He had high goals of exploring unknown lands, but all he had was a confused captain and a ton of mystery. Although Abu Bakr understood that something unexpected might happen to him, or that he would even die, he bravely set off on his journey with 2,000 ships carrying every necessary thing, and he too never returned. However, before leaving, he promised his nephew that if he did not return from this journey, he would become king. And in doing so, Musa became Mansa, the king. But still, his empire was not that rich. Now starts the golden age of the Mali Empire. Before we know how his empire flourished, hit that subscribe button. This channel is the only luxury that even the poor can afford. And share this video with the richest person you know. It's the only thing they won't have to pay taxes on. From this point on, the Mali Empire entered its golden age. Mali saw economic power more in the control and dominance of trade routes. Imagine Mali as the Sahara's toll booth, where caravans arrive like traffic stopping at a busy highway rest area collecting tax. The Malian kings were considered the master negotiators, offering trade terms such as, sure, you can trade here, but it'll cost you. But hey, all that tolling and taxation has transformed Mali into West Africa's Vegas. Meli, their capital, sparkled like a hive of bees during the honey season. Leo Africanus, a Berber writer, described it as a megavillage with 6,000 dwellings. That's like the Saharan version of New York City. Now comes the best part of this video, the pilgrimage to Mecca. Mansa Musa performed the Hajj, or the obligatory pilgrimage to Mecca, which is situated in modern-day Saudi Arabia, once, in 1324. He traveled a minimum of 6,000 miles via caravan routes, which constituted a crucial commercial pathway for his dominion. These routes carried him from the Maghreb to Egypt and ultimately to Mecca. Musa traveled in style, and people noticed. 60,000 people were taken by the emperor, 12,000 of them were slaves, and many of whom were drawn from his military. They all carried gold bars and wore pricey silks and silk brocades. Musa rode ahead of the 500 slaves, each of whom carried a staff made entirely of gold. Alongside, 80 camels carried gold dust, which was his spending money. Other reports indicate he also traveled with horses and elephants, although they are less credible and verified. As he traveled, he proceeded to highlight the significance of Islam in his own life. It was already noteworthy that the emperor had abdicated his throne to travel to Mecca, But Musa furthered this point by erecting a mosque in every location where his trains stopped on a Friday. Tensions were occasionally provoked by the pilgrims' militarization. One such occasion is Musa's appearance in Al-Nasir Muhammad, the Mamluk Sultan's royal court in Cairo. The emperor rode in like an army from abroad, leading a caravan of 60,000 troops. The most well-known aspect of Musa's journey is, naturally, related to gold. Musa's cortege size alone caused quite a commotion, but he went one step further by becoming the only individual in history to ever use pure generosity to bring down the economy of an entire region. He was a generous tipper. 20,000 gold pieces reportedly went to each of Cairo, Mecca, and Medina by the monarch. The Egyptian economy's infusion of gold resulted in a sharp decline in the metal's value, and prices for items skyrocketed. Musa's reputation around the world increased. Musa is prominently featured on the 1375 Catalan Atlas, sitting atop his throne in sub-Saharan Africa, staring at a gold nugget with his right hand while grasping a golden scepter in his left. His voyage essentially put him on the map. A crown, made of gold, of course, sits on his head. Speculation about Mali increased along with curiosity. A tale referred to Mali as a place of gold-producing plants whose nuggets were harvested like carrots because of its abundance. It was El Dorado of Africa. Musa died in 1337 and was succeeded by his son, but something has just started this channel. Before going to hit that subscribe button,